now that I use this headline to grab y'all attention, I want to talk about the DMX Exodus album that just came out. And let me be the first to say, I had my doubts at first. I mean, we didn't know if X was going to be rusty still. We didn't know about Swiss Beats handling a full project because Swiss could come out with some bangers, but there'd be times where his stuff could be hit and miss. But I had faith that he was going to do X's legacy well. And my man Dialansky told me that they had about 50 songs recorded overall, so I didn't know which song they would exactly pick. But the album was a surprise banger, man. I mean, you had Nas on 2 songs. The one he did with Jay-Z and Nas, man, let me tell you, man, fire right there. That's one of my favorites up there. That one and the one that he did with Snoop Dogg with the Marvin Gaye sample. When I got the feeling, will you hear it? Come on, man. And you know what's another surprise that he had on this album was Premier. Premier produced Walking on the Rain, and that featured Nas again. And Nas is showing out on this album, man. I mean, he let cats know that, look, I'm still Nasty Nas. I'm still one of the greatest to ever do it. But some of the main concerns about this album was X was probably going to show his age up here. And he did on some parts, but for the most part, he sounded like regular DMX. I mean, his wordplay wasn't as well, how could I call it? His wordplay wasn't as vivid as it was before, because you know when he came out with different flow patterns, you could hear that on Damien, you could hear that on Let Me Fly. It wasn't as aggressive as it was. His flow patterns changed, and that's probably due to age. That's probably due to a whole lot of things. But the content is there. The content is still aggressive. The content is still in your face, brash, and he mixes his messages with spirituality. That's what I love about DMX, is that you get to hear all different sides of the coins. Like when he touched on spirituality on Skyscrapers, but the song that hits home to me was the one he did for his son Xavier. That song right there hit home, man, for the simple fact that we seen them two have it out on the Ayana show, and he told him specifically that the last time you see me, you're going to see me at my funeral. And he dedicated that whole first verse to him, so possibly they patched things up, which is great. And that was probably a letter, like a goodbye letter. That's what it sounded like. But my favorite one up there, aside for that one, was the joint that he did with Griselda. And that beat, man, Pace One, I Declare War with Eminem, one of my all-time favorite beats. And when I first heard the song, I didn't really like X's verse up there, but I think it was because of the way the album was mixed. It kind of like they just slapped them on there, but when the album version came out, and you could probably hear the song as it's supposed to be structured, it sounds a lot better. It sounds a whole lot better. But then you had the song with Alicia Keys he did that was dope as well. And he had some aggressive songs up there. It wasn't all so slow songs. He had the opening song with the Locks. And you know every time they get together and do a song, it's going to be aggressive. Even the one with Lil Wayne was pretty dope. And Moneybagg Yo, that was solid. That song originally supposed to have Pop Smoke, but you know, due to label clearances, they couldn't really get that in order. But based off the simple fact that X was rusty, he's sharpening his blades a little bit. This album sound pretty good, man. It sound pretty good. I was impressed by it. And I'm curious to know what they're going to do with the other songs that they said that they recorded. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. So, overall, Exodus is a dope album. Maybe, possibly one of the best albums this year so far. Rest in peace to DMX. I hate that he had to go out like this. He didn't really see the appreciation that he's finally gotten. Because you know how in hip hop they don't really treat rappers, especially when they hit an age limit, a grand form of respect. So to see DMX get his flowers while he was alive doing the verses was a beautiful thing. So that's my little review on Exodus. I'm gonna have a whole full write up done tomorrow. So subscribe, hit the like button, let me know, holla back.